Hi there. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Fred Macedo and I'm here with my friends Rosangela, Rosalie, and Ruben. We are here for another gospel at home. And before we start, I'm gonna ask my dear friend Rosangela to make our initial prayer. Please, Rosangela.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespasses against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Rosangela. Now I'm gonna share my screen. We are gonna read for the night's theme the Gospel according to Spiritism. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Do good without ostentation. Be careful not to do your good works before men in order to be seen by them. Otherwise, you will not receive recompense from your Father who is in heaven. Thus, whenever you give alms, do not sound the trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and streets in order to be praised by men. Verily, I say to you that they have received their reward. But whenever you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your alms will be in secret. And your Father, who sees what has happened in secret, will reward you. After after Jesus had come down from the mountain, a large crowd of people followed him. At the same time, a leper came to meet him and worshiped him, saying, Lord, if you will, you can heal me. Jesus reached out to him, touched him, and said, I will it. Be healed. In the same instant, the leprosy was healed. Then Jesus said to him, Do not tell anyone about this, but go and show yourself to the priests and offer the gift prescribed by Moses, so that he may serve as a testimony to them. Doing good without ostentation has great merit. Hiding the hand that gives is even more meritorious. It is an incontestable sign of great moral elevation. For in order to view things from a higher state than the ordinary, one must look past the present life and identify with the future life. In other words, one must place oneself above humanity in order to renounce the satisfaction that wants to be seen by others and to wait for approval by God. Those who prefer others' approval to God's approval show that they have more faith in others than in God, and that the present life is worth more than the future life, or even that they do not believe in the future life at all. If they say otherwise, they act as if they do not believe in what they say. How many there are who give only in the hopes that the beneficiary will shout the benefit from the rooftops, who give large sums in broad daylight, but would not give a cent in darkness. This is why Jesus stated that those who do good ostentatiously have already received their reward. In fact, those who seek their own glorification on earth because of the good they do have already been paid. God owns them nothing more. The only thing that remains for them is to receive punishment for their pride. Do not let your left hand, know what your right hand is doing. It's an image that wonderfully characterizes modest beneficence. However, if there is such a thing as true modesty, there is also such a thing as feigned modesty, the simulation of modesty. There are people who hide the hand that gives, letting a small portion to be shown while looking to see if anyone is watching them hiding the hand, an unworthy parody on the maxims of the Christ. If other people, despite prideful benefactors, who, who will God regard them? They too have received their reward on earth. They have been seen and they are quite happy because of it. That is all they will have. And what will be the reward for those who make their benefits weigh heavily on the beneficiaries, those who in some way demand to be acknowledged by them, making them feel their portion by strolling the price of the sacrifice they have imposed on themselves for their sake? Oh, there is not even an earthly reward for these givers because they are deprived of the sweet satisfaction of hearing their name blessed. And that is the first punishment for their pride. Instead of rising up to heaven, the tears they dry in the interest of their vanity fall back upon the heart of the afflicted and ulcerated. The good they do is without profit to themselves, for is deplored, and every deplored benefit is a false and worthless coin. Kindness without ostentation has a twofold merit. Besides material charity, it portrays moral charity. It spares the susceptibility of its beneficiaries and enables them to accept the benefit without bruising their self esteem, and safeguards their human dignity because they will accept a service but not a handout. Now, changing a service into a handout because of the way it is rendered is to humiliate the one who receives. And there is always pride and malice involved in humiliating another person. True charity, on the other hand, is sensitive and skillful in concealing the benefit rendered and in avoiding the least harmful appearances, since any moral offense adds to the suffering born from it. This sort of charity is able to find kind and affable, affable words that put beneficiaries at ease in the presence of their benefactors, whereas prideful charity crushes them. The sublime aspect of true generosity is present when benefactors switch roles and find a way from themselves to appear to the actual beneficiaries of those to whom they render their service. That is the meaning of the words. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is giving. I will stop here This, okay, what we can say about this part? Let me fix my camera. All right. When we start to do good deeds, we won't acknowledge. A simple example: when I started to wash dishes, I wanted the approval of my wife, but I don't require that anymore because I live in my house. I have to contribute in any way. And when we assist others, we must do without asking recognition, without expecting acknowledge and recognition. Another simple example: when we are in traffic and we let somebody pass in our front, entering the street with their car, often we wait for that person to say thank you, to make a gesture. But when this person that we beneficiate doesn't thank us, we feel a little odd. That's why we are expecting something in return. So we must practice doing good without any rewards, because God that watch over us knows deep in our hearts all the good that we do. I think this summarizes the lesson we have read. I will thank you all for your patience, for being with me, with us. And I'm going to ask my dear friend Rosangela to make our final prayer. Thank you.
We thank the good spirits who have come to communicate with us and ask them to help us put into practice the instruction they have given us. We also hope they will ensure that each unfold as at the end of the session is fortified in the practice of good and love for our neighbor. We also wish these lessons may be useful for the suffering, ignorance, or visions spirits who were able to attend this meeting and for whom we implore the mercy of good. God bless you all. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Good night.